got to talk with JYP a little bit more as well. That's really cool.
Okay, cool. You sit next to him on the plane?
No, we didn't sit next to each other, but it wouldn't have mattered because we just like passed out anyways.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
5 a.m. or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, like you took a red eye kind of flight, or?
Mhm.
Gotcha. How about you, Mike, or GoSuHwangSin?
Mostly I just remember losing the games that I shouldn't have lost. But other than that, I guess proxy hatching Thorazine was kind of funny.
Yeah, of course, of course. How about you, WangSing? What's your best part? I mean, besides winning breakout player, obviously that must have been a lot of fun coming and receiving that.
This one and top 8, right?
Yeah,
nothing else then.
Yeah, I mean,
Just, when I tried to play MLG maybe 5 times, and I couldn't get over 32 rank. But right now, I just got top 7 place, and I'm just happy for top 7. And my mom just said, "So great job, Hwangsin." My mom said.
Oh, that's nice. Was she watching? Like, where your mom's in Korea, or?
Yeah, in Korea right now. She couldn't see my games because I couldn't get.
We all
easy.
couldn't see her games.
Yeah. She was watching that MLG whole time, and I never played it, so she was so disappointed.
MLG, gosh, we gotta have more streams. Do you guys know, were there supposed to be more streams? Or
Yeah,
was it...
so I heard a lot of their production got held up because of Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah.
So they were stuck in New York and whatever. So
Yeah.
that's why there was so much less coverage.
Definitely can't blame them for that, but yeah, it's unfortunate because you know, myself in particular, I try to watch all you guys, you know what I mean, like especially in the open bracket, because you know, for me, MLG is like 2 storylines basically. The storyline of the big names, you know, obviously what would have been with the Keswick players and just all the guys in pool, and then all you guys in the open bracket, which is for me is just as exciting and valuable actually to the industry, which I wish more people felt the same way. But you know, anyways, congrats to you guys for having such an awesome run. And for me, the most memorable thing, I guess, watching, I think was, so there are 2 games that were really, really memorable for me. One was Game 5 with Naniwa and Flash. That was pretty amazing. Like Naniwa, like beating Flash in that game. Naniwa just in general playing, I think, was really, really great. And then Leenock had a game against Rain where Rain ended up with I think a 2-base Immortal push without no, was it Immortal push, or it might have been Blink Stalker without an observer, and Leenock was like totally outnumbered, like with burrowed roaches, and he burrowed microed himself like all the way back into it, where he would burrow and then pop up, kill a stalker, and then burrow, and then like, you know, he'd kind of like just basically try to burrow during the cooldown time, and he ended up swinging the numbers, and I was just like, oh my god, that's just good shit right there, man. So anyways, those are yeah, probably the 2 most memorable moments for me as a spectator, at least. But okay, let's talk about MLG and what you liked about this one. I mean, this is like the last MLG of the year, right? This is supposed to be like the big championships, and obviously with Sandy and stuff, it wasn't, you know, they had some bad luck to start off with. But what are some of the things that you liked more about this MLG than others, and then we can talk about some of the things that you think they could improve on. So let's start with what you liked about it, Suppy.
Well, this is the first one without WCS, so I think in terms of the amount of matches we played, it was a lot better for the players in general. So that was one of the good aspects about it. Also, I think it was cooler. I liked it more than Raleigh because Raleigh was really small, but Dallas was a lot bigger, so I was happy about that. Other than that, yeah, it was nice not having tons of games.
That's good. How about you, GoSuHwangSin?
I like that Zerg won the tournament, so I could like watch games the entire weekend and actually enjoy them.
Oh, so you just stop watching after a certain, like you never watch off races?
Yeah, if I have like a teammate in it, then I watch. But if there's no teammates and no Zerg players, then I'm just like, well, I'm done with this, I guess.
Well, didn't Hart made it pretty far, right?
Yeah, Hart made it like top 8, but that doesn't actually go that far into Sunday, actually, because of how it works.
Yeah, that's
Like, that
true.
was only the beginning of Sunday morning, and then after he got knocked out, at least they still had Zerg players to watch, so that was a plus.
Yeah, yeah.
Besides that, I don't know. I'm happy that Suppy and HwangSin did good, so that was a plus.
So what'd you think about the crowd? Like, I mean, talk to us about how the, obviously we could only see what cameras show us, so I couldn't get a sense of how big the crowds were. Like League of Legends being next to you guys, and I mean, did it feel like a ginormous esports event, or was it? I mean, was this pretty segregated pretty well, or I mean, like a lot with StarCraft and League and the Halo and everything, or how'd it feel? Did it feel like a lot of energy?
It was pretty good. I think. Wait, did you say the other games also?
Yeah, just in general. Like, just what was the crowd like at the event?
So it was good. I think what was really impressive for me was the Halo people. They didn't even get chairs, but they were really, really loud.
They had no chairs.
They had no chairs, and they had like
Yeah.
hundreds of people just sitting there.
Oh my gosh!
And they weren't even a side stage. They were like a side stage.
Like in the
So
back
that's-
or something like that, right? I heard.
Yeah, they're right next to the bathroom. It's just like, but yeah, I think I'm not too sure about the audience. I know versus Naniwa, Flash versus Naniwa, they were really, really excited. I'm not so sure about the other matches because I wasn't paying that much attention. But I feel like if Flash had won against Life, like the people would be going like freaking crazy. I know after he beat Life, for the first time, people were really, really excited.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it definitely seemed like the crowd was dependent upon Flash. I mean, he was definitely the fan favorite for sure. But Wang-Sin, I know you're struggling with what to what to say here, but is there anything different about this MLG for you? Like anything that they did differently, like that you liked? Like, was the food better? Was anything?
I liked after party. After MLG, we got a party tonight. Party after MLG, and I did a muscle with Sophie, and Sophie was too easy for me.
Oh,
he has to go gym.
man.
He has to go gym right now.
I don't
You
know.
don't have
So,
No.
how were you so good?
I'm right there with you though, man. I can't arm wrestle worth crap, dude.
Dude, and the thing is, I have been going to the gym, so I was like, all right, like I get to try, like I get to like see how good I am now, and I just got owned.
Well, arm wrestling takes a certain technique too to it, but that's funny. That's cool. So all right, so what are some of the things that you want MLG to improve on in 2013? One of the things that Sundance said that there's going to be more events, which is really, really cool because I want them to come back to MLG Orlando, man. But yeah, but what are some of the things that you guys think?
So, you go ahead.
Oh, I think they would need to change the format. I think it's kind of stupid now, in a couple ways. I think, again, I know if some people watch State of the Game, they were talking about it there, but I don't like the format how if you start in, the open bracket and you have bad luck, you hit, some really good Korean who hasn't been to any MLGs before, early in the tournament. And, I know some people, Trimaster just hit, MC and loser bracket, so
Yeah.
he just got knocked out by MC. And stuff like that is kind of annoying. So I wish they had a format like DreamHack. I think it's a lot better with the group stages because it usually results in the top 16 people always making top 16. Whereas at this event, Suppy, I think would have probably made top 16 if he had an easier run. I think the people he beat were a lot more difficult than some people who placed higher than he did in the tournament. And he had to play more opponents too, I think, than people who placed higher. So I just don't like the format in that way. And besides that, if you get knocked down to losers early in the bracket, you have to play a ton of rounds day 2.
Oh my god.
And I think they even increased it because now they go all the way to championship round 4 on day 2 of the tournament. So you could theoretically play 15 sets on day 2 or something like that if you're in loser round 1.
I mean, they could have put more. They could put more matches on Sunday. I don't know why. They seem to just stack it even harder on Saturday for some reason. Because Sunday, like you were saying, I think top 8 was in the morning right, of Sunday,
Yeah.
which is like, I mean, why is that? You know what I mean? So it didn't used to be like that. So yeah, they're just making Saturday 15 matches. That's just crazy, man.
Yeah, that's like the maximum, but a lot of people will get like 7 or 8 or even like 9 a lot of the time, which is a lot too. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so do you think I mean, I kind of agree that the pool system is probably better than what MLG has, but the one thing about MLG is that kind of grueling format is, I don't know, for me it's kind of the part of the character or the gauntlet, you would say, that that is the MLG, and it kind of represents it. So if you're trying to differentiate yourself from each of the tournaments, you have the GSL that's like one match per week type of thing, and then you have DreamHack that's this kind of pool thing, and then now you have MLG that's this just really grueling 3-day event.
Well, even before, I kind of liked pool play as opposed to like this group stage thing they do, or not group stage, but like the brackets, like
Yeah, the
4
mini
double
bracket.
elimination.
Yeah.
Because like pool play, you have people who come out like 5-0 in the group or whatever. So then if they like go on to win the championship, then they've beaten so many more people at the event than people do now. Like if you go in the bracket, you lose to like 2 people, and then you're just somewhere in the championship bracket. And before, like if you're in pool play, you played like 5 people or something like that in pools. So I think more matches and like being able to like hype like, oh, he's beaten 5 people and he hasn't dropped a map is a lot better than he's beaten like 2 people and then he dropped a loser bracket or something like that. So.
Right. What do you think of that, Subby?
I mean, yeah, I think group stage, they could still definitely fix it, especially like the final day. Obviously, in an effort to prevent extended series in the finals, what ends up happening is both of the semifinals were extended series, which I think is really stupid. Honestly, the extended series rule is just kind of, it's just kind of iffy still. And yeah, if you noticed, like it was like Life versus Flash, and then Bomber versus Leenock or something, which was both extended
Both
series.
extended series, yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because like they just played, like they literally played like 45 minutes earlier,
Yeah.
and now they're like playing again. So I don't know how they would exactly change the format though, but I mean. I think changing the pool play could be pretty cool, like GoSuHwangSin suggested.
What do you think is the best format for who? Well, do you think they have the best system of who's in the pool at this point? Like who they decide is put into the pool, because I know that was like, that's always been something of contention, right, in the past, because they had like MLG points, or there's this whole other ranking system, and because there isn't like a universal ranking system, do you like the method of which they use?
Yeah, it's definitely better than before, because now you have a rotating group of players based on the online qualifiers, rather than like the same people every time, because they get the ranking points just for being there. So it's better than before, and yeah, I actually like the change that they did in that regard.
That's cool.
I think that's good too. I think you just lose hype though, it's kind of with the online qualifiers, and then offline, because online kind of like seeds people into groups, and I think that's more of a part of the tournament. But like, I don't know when they cast that, but they cast it like a pretty long time before the actual event, I think, don't they? I think they should like try to like do it close to the event and like hype it up. So like you have stories going into the event of like, oh, he went through the online qualifiers and beat everyone.
Yeah,
but they
so
do it
it's-
so far in advance, so like people forget about that by the time the event actually comes around.
Yeah. I mean, the player itself might not even have any momentum left either. It could be he could be playing completely different.
Yeah, I actually I don't even remember them doing coverage of that. I remember I know they streamed it, but I feel like it was not very publicized. Like it was the coverage
wasn't.
was not amazing for that.
I don't think so. Yeah, Wangsin, do you like how they do the pools in MLG?
You guys said about extend series, right? Extend. Cause I don't care about extend. It's more good for everyone. Like if I beat Baby Knight 1-2, 2-1, it was good for me. But if I lose, not good for me. So
Yeah.
so if you won a first game and if you get extended series, you will love it too. So it doesn't matter. I mean,
Yeah. No, that's true. No, you're absolutely right about the extended series. No, you're right. I think, I don't know. I think for the most part, right? I think people want to do away with it. But who is that in the background?
Golden.
Is that Golden?
It's golden. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tell him to say something.
Tell him to say something.
아무거나 말해봐봐. 아무거나 말해봐. Hello guys.
Hey, Golden, what's up?
어.
But, was Golden
He's
at
just
MLG? Golden was Golden at MLG? I didn't.
Yeah, he was.
He was he? Gosh,
Yeah.
I didn't actually remember him.
He did pretty good, I think. I don't remember.
He got 16.
Yeah.
Top.
Oh, did he get sick? Oh my god, man! I must have just like be totally missing that. Yeah, I didn't see that. Oh, that's pretty good. Top 16 is great. I don't know if Golden went in. I mean, if he wants to in, and we can get him on here too if he wants. Ask him if he wants to talk. We're just talking about MLG though.
너 MLG에 대해서 얘기할래? He's just playing game right
Yeah,
now.
there you go. More important things to do, man. Practice. But okay, yeah. So I think, yeah, I think so. Overall, you think it's just too many games.
Main stage.
What did he say? What did he say?
I want
He
to
says,
play
I wanna
main
play your
stage.
game.
Oh,
Yeah.
main stage. Yeah. So, God, what do you think would be a great thing for them to do when it comes to main stage? Because I mean, should it just be random? I mean, it can't be random, right? I mean, because they do have to take into account viewership.
They need to pick storylines. They need to build storylines and then capitalize on the storylines that they built. You can't just, I mean, they don't build storylines at all, I don't feel like. They just hope that it sort of like builds itself. They hope that a Flash versus Naniwa happens, but they don't capitalize on other storylines that are going on throughout the tournament. And I think that's a big problem because you basically just get matches that aren't very, viewers don't really have a huge stake in who wins or who loses. They kind of they're like, oh, Flash versus like someone, like, oh, I guess I'll watch. But like, it's not very dynamic, I guess.
Yeah, so like how would they build storylines? I mean, is it up to the caster to build them up and just be basically fully knowledgeable about a player or, a particular player? Because, I mean, you could say that they were trying to build up something like Scarlet. I mean, there's a lot of, obviously, momentum around Scarlet when Scarlet beat Bomber, but then she lost the next round, right? I mean, give me an example. Like, I'm not...
So I wrote the TL blog. I don't know if you guys saw it,
Yeah.
but basically it was outlining, how you can get storylines to build up. And there was a lot of really good storylines. Like, for example, I used Binsky,
Yeah.
who faced 4 EG players in a row, taking out 2 of them. Like, I think that could have been a really cool storyline where it's like, oh snap, he just took out 2 EG players in a row. He lost to the first one, but he took out 2. Now he's facing like a 4th one. Like, what's gonna happen, Or like, there was some really, really good games. Scarlet versus Hero came down to like 2 spine crawlers.
Yeah, that was ridiculous, I heard.
Yeah, and then like they just missed out on so many potential games, like Proxy Hatch, like GoSuHwangSin versus Thorzane. Like, I feel like that would have been like an awesome game to be on stream. And like the way you build it up is you need to have someone who's doing coverage of things that are in the open bracket or in the brackets or in the games that aren't being streamed. And it's really, you basically in between each match, you'll just give a short update on what's going on and let viewers know what's going on, and then it just builds up because people will see. For example, in IPL 5 or IPL 4, when Scarlet was doing really good, if they had just continued to remind the viewers that she kept doing well and then finally brought her on stage, people would be like, oh my god, like, this is awesome. But instead, they just didn't even mention Scarlet at all and just never brought her on stage. So, I mean...
I see what you mean. So it's not so much about... Well, it wasn't so much about what was streamed, given that... they were 2 streams short, I think, of what they were supposed to have, which I think they were, they wanted to show you guys. They just couldn't. So you're saying that basically, as long as they have some people who are, like watching, I guess, in the pit, and then, whenever there's a compelling story, then go up to the guys at the main stage and have them come on main stage type of thing. That's okay. That's what you're suggesting. Yeah, that's a good I think that's a good suggestion. Given, especially given, I guess, what was going on this weekend, where they definitely had limited resources for streaming, right?
Honestly,
really-
I don't think 4 streams is absolutely necessary. You can have 4 streams that are mediocre, or you can have 2 streams that are packed with content, never have any downtime. They have interviews in between every match, like showing, basically someone's doing well in the open bracket, interview them after they win. Get some footage of like their reaction when they beat someone and go even further in the bracket. Get just footage of people doing random things in the convention center. Basically, just pack 2 streams with content, but it's super high quality and not 4, semi-okay streams.
Yeah, I definitely agree that they, the downtime between matches was just crazy. I mean, they could have totally, I think at one point they finally started just pulling on random people to do, interviews with Clutch, which was like a million times better, than what they did. And I mean, I even talked to Tempo a little bit about like him talking to Sundance about just doing like, performances and stuff like that between matches and that'd be pretty cool, right? So yeah,
And I think Hwangsin, you were interviewed, right? When you got MLG Breakout? Yeah, so...
Yep.
And that was on the mainstream. They should do more stuff like that, That's the stuff they need to fill the streams with, I think.
When I do interview, was it main stage? They did it?
Was it?
No.
I don't think it was main stage.
Did
actually.
you?
Oh, okay.
Like, why not? I don't understand why they wouldn't do that.
I don't know why not either. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's like an award too. You know what I mean? It's should
Okay, so-
absolutely been.
They don't like us.
Suppy, you can't put that stuff on main stage. Main stage is sacred. It's like only meant for the main stage games and like bad music and crowd shots.
Yeah. That's all they show. They just show the crowd. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I know. Well, they show a crowd, but they show a crowd angle that makes the crowd look bigger than it actually is. Because sometimes they get caught with like empty chairs, showing empty chairs. So that's not always great. But yeah, it'd be cool if they could. I mean, it'd be cool if they had the setup to be able to flip to games that are going on. Like whenever the main stage game is over, they can immediately flip on the same stream to like one of the like an exciting series, like one of y'all's series that are going on that's like really tight and and a lot of people have been talking about, or there's like crowds like just watching over your shoulder and stuff. But they don't. Yeah, I mean they don't have that setup right now. I kind of wish they did, and that'd be really really cool. But oh well, hopefully there'll be definitely some more changes in for MLG, because MLG definitely has its own mystique, and especially for the North Americans, I feel like everybody, I don't know, it's kind of like this gathering type of party feel to it. Obviously it's a tournament in itself, but I feel like when everybody gets together, everybody has obviously a really really great time too. Just seeing everybody, and because these are the only times I think everybody gets together every year, right? I mean, a lot of North Americans don't get to go to any other tournaments except for MLG. Yeah, GoSuHwangSin. I mean, like, actually, have you gone? You're going to IPL this year or no?
Yeah, I'm going to IPL too at the end of the month. But
Okay. Are all of you guys going? Hwangsin and Suppy?
Yeah, I'm going to the IPL Pilot.
Okay, great. Suppy, you going to a wedding?
Start... No. It's. I mean, I really want to, but I mean, IPL. I mean, I have school, so I can't do it. It starts on a Thursday, so it's not good.
Yeah, it's tough.
Starts on
I'm already
Thursday?
missing. Yeah, it starts on Thursday. I don't know
Wow.
why. And
So poor
I
boy.
already... Huh?
I'm sorry.
Oh.
So you guys can hang out more in Vegas is pretty much what it's. Yeah, so how was school with you here? I mean, I heard you missed like a quiz or something, right? Like I saw you tweet something like that, but I mean, usually preparing like for students like who all you folks that are in school that go to MLGs. I mean, is it really hard or?
I basically, it's just because I just forgot that I had stuff due on Monday, so I mean, I kind of messed up there. I mean, as long as you prepare before you leave, I think you should be fine.
Okay.
I didn't spend as much time, but I'm gonna be missing 3 days for WCS, so that's
Oh, wow.
really bad. But hopefully it'll work out.
Yeah. 3 days, but it's China, man. China's good stuff. Okay, all right. So let's wrap up MLG, and let's kind of go into more strat talk here. And oh man, I'm just waiting for Mike to just go nuts here on strat talk. But let's talk a little bit about I guess just all the complaints about infestors. And so I want to get y'all's opinions as to whether infestors are overpowered or not. And why don't we talk about each individual matchup too? Wangsin, what do you think? Are infestors overpowered?
It's why I hate your players right now. They just make infestor, then brooders. It's unstoppable. Yeah.
It's unstoppable
So-
once they get 200.
Yeah, it's too hard for me. I hate Sophie and GoSuHwangSin. I hate you guys.
All right, let's hear the
Yeah.
Zerg side of this. Like, you think it's overpowered?
I think late game it's overpowered, but mid game it's fine.
I don't. I agree. In mid game, I can beat Jug many times. But if I go 50-minute games, it's too hard. Like 200 rulers, infestor, and I just have Stalker, Mothership, Colossus. Okay, nothing else then. So I think Mothership should be more stronger than now, like splash damage or something.
Oh, you think that it should actually do more damage from the attack? Okay.
calls like every one of them like.
Hey, Suppy, what do you think?
Infestors are definitely strong, but I don't think it's necessarily.
Somebody's loud.
Oh
There's
yeah.
Sasquatch, I think I'll mute it.
Shut the hell up, Gage. No, I'm just kidding. What you were saying?
Yeah, I think so. Basically, investors, if you can get up to that strong army, it's obviously very, very strong. And I don't think a normal Protoss army can ever beat it. If you have 20 investors, 20 broodlords and like 10, 15 investors, I don't think a mothership, Colossus Stalker, High Templar army can beat that straight up. But I think the key is either A, you see a lot of Protoss is doing a lot earlier attacks now to try and damage the Zerg or slow them down before they get that army. And then also, I think if Protosses start using Eratos more, if you can build up to Void Ray Mothership, Carrier, Archon, it's a really gas-intensive army, but that one is actually able to beat Broodlord and Investor pretty handily in a straight-up fight. But other than that, you sort of just have to play differently against Investor. You have to attack them early or attack them at multiple points. You know, like try and avoid directly facing them until you can get a strong enough army.
I mean, because of kind of what you explained there, do you consider that imbalanced, or do you just consider that like the Protoss just having to change their style of play to be more of, I guess, harassing and that sort of thing?
I mean, I think it's sort of metagame. People will start changing the metagame, and you know, it's already starting to happen a little bit with Rain bringing in a lot of strong PvZ stuff. So maybe with a shifting metagame, it'll shift, you know, to become more balanced. Right now in the current metagame, it's definitely Zergs have a pretty good advantage, but yeah.
All right, GoSuHwangSin. I know you've been holding your tongue the whole time.
Wait, I think, well, like super late game, if you get that army that Sebby said, then yeah, Infestors are imbalanced then. But besides that, I think it's fine. And like you said, it's kind of difficult to get there because Protoss can do like Immortal or 3-base timing before Broodlords, and those are both pretty strong and hard to beat. And Infestors, like, it's not like you just make Infestors and you stop every 3-base timing
Right.
before Broodlords. So I think it's fine, except in super late game against Protoss, at least.
Because it's your jerk, right?
Well,
good.
super late game, it's